What's up, everybody? What's up, Tim? Welcome back to the panel discussion.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
And welcome, everybody in the chat so far. We've got Sarah. Yeah. Okay. Everybody else links are out and available. And who shows up, shows up. We'll find out. Right. That was yours. That was for
Right,
you.
right.
Right. Are you having some connection problems? You just lagged out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm fixing it right now. Say something.
I'm saying something, saying the quantum show, saying
Okay,
something.
okay. Yeah, it's synced up. It's synced up. I was having some latency issues. I
Yeah,
was like
you're
having, but now it seems corrected.
okay. Scream has something very much better to do. So, yeah, I'm going to excuse you, Scream. You do that, and we'll be here. Works. Okay. And coming in the front door, Lynn. What's up, Lynn? Welcome back to the Quantum
Hey,
Hi,
Show.
Lynn.
how are you tonight?
Doing all right.
Good, good.
Yeah,
Awesome.
my power was out for about an hour earlier, but it
Oh,
came back on. It was just something got wet and it just fried a capacitor or whatever. I don't know. And
okay.
but it's back, thankfully, thankfully,
Yeah.
thankfully,
Before
mindfully.
before I forget, Storm has an answer to all your problems. Call him when you're done tonight.
Oh, I thought the answer was aliens. Okay,
No, no, it's cards.
right. Uh, um. Okay. I will call in a little while. We'll go for our two
Alrighty.
hours. If it's too late, I'll email.
It won't be.
Okay. Cool. Because I really want to get these cards made.
Yeah.
Because it would be great to have them. And it's not quite the statue in the forest, but it's a start, right?
Well, he knows something more about it than you think. He's been doing
Oh,
this for
I
a very long time, and he stayed up on it all
that's
the way
my
up.
yeah, that's my deal. I haven't stayed up on it. I was doing computer graphics for people
Oh
during the
yeah.
heyday, of Office 97.
A lot of
And
people are, or did, I mean.
yeah, and things
But
went
yeah,
so different. Things got so uh no the computers couldn't operate on the networks anymore and the formats all changed and then
yep.
the resolutions and graphics cards and this and that and I'm like I'm about to just get out of this. I mean the store was over a decade ago and that's
Hmm.
when I was doing all this stuff
Right.
but we've had uh, two iterations of Windows since then, and
Yeah,
Linux is just all over the place.
I know it is, but it isn't for Storm.
Right, right.
Storm's like locked into it and always has been.
I
So,
um
he'll tell you how to do it or he'll just do it.
well
Whatever
for
whatever
Storm,
suits you.
this is gonna be it's such an easy project probably because I have them ready. I just need to produce paper cards, and
Mhm.
I don't have the paper. I don't have the printer because this thing ain't gonna cut it, and I don't have
No.
the ability to do this and that. I'm not even doing
Well, it's not going to
packaging and
cost you no
distribution.
$1,800 either.
Right. Well,
Okay.
right. It was going to be like that for a set of 20 cards, right?
Nah.
But I want to have like, maybe 20 sets. And that's only 200 cards. All right.
Mhm.
You know, but you don't make 20, you make 100 when you order
Yeah.
from these places and nobody does trading cards. You have to like it's always a like 2.5 by 3. is not a common size, which is really weird because it's pretty common in tops and Pokemon and all those. They
Mm-hmm.
all use the same. They say they sit in the same boxes. It has been
Yeah.
a standard for like 100 years. I get. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Anyway.
Well,
Anyway.
anyhow, I think that he might be able to bring a closure for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Or help me get to the next level because the
It's
next level
yeah,
after that is gonna be another set of cards.
right.
Because y'all,
If they're
I
popular, why not?
I don't care if they're popular or not. I'm they're popular in the quantum verse. Let me tell you,
Okay.
everybody is screaming at me. When are you gonna
Get
make
him
some
done.
cards? I'm
Get him
waiting on the
done.
cards. I'm over here in this other dimension. Come on, man.
Oh my God. No, it's really, for him, I watch him sometimes and I'll just rack my brain because I really want to do things myself, you know. I'm really independent and he'll walk over and now finally I'll get mad and start throwing a temper
Mhm.
and he'll walk over and he goes, "Shut up, let me work." And boom, 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 it's there and I'm like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, I have
he
moments.
goes,
I have
he goes,
mo-
I happened. Now shut up.
Tim and I have moments like that where we exactly know what's wrong, and we just walk in and
Yeah.
wave our magic wands, and it's
Yeah.
fixed. But
Well,
not this
Tim's
time.
the sound guru.
Oh
You're the
no, 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 no,
communications
But
guru.
no.
I used to do system administration for a computer company in Europe,
Yeah.
and I used to handle a small network of like 30 to 3,000 people, and you know,
I know precisely what you
but
do.
then I specialized in musical type of equipment and software over time,
Hmm.
and just every now and then I can't relate. I'm much like Nathan. I can't relate with some of the stuff that has come out recently. The speed of it is really getting to me on music production and AI and like artists like
Yeah, breathtaking, isn't
on
it?
Bandcamp Friday. There's like suddenly thousands of artists that you're competing with in a very narrowing
You
trickle of
you
creativity there.
feel like you're dog paddling, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Some days are like that. But
Yeah,
yeah, he
somebody.
he can he can at least get us dog paddling where we want to go. You
Right.
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about him going to school for AI. You know,
Ooh,
Yeah. That's
and
the thing to do now. That's the thing
can
to do.
can
yeah.
we can we even begin to fit it in the budget? And and I'm like, I don't know about this. And he goes, "Oh, I'm salivating, baby. Give me money." I said, "I'm not giving you the credit card. No, get away." You know, things
Ooh,
like
no, God,
that. So,
I
oh, I'll
need
support
to.
him if he really wants to do it. I'll find a way because that's what I do. I find a way.
Right.
We
Hey, you manifest and it comes
I
up.
make a way. Yes.
we really need them in AI. We need a we need some good people there, because
Know the
there's a
old
lot
stuff
of
and know the new stuff too.
right. There's a lot of people with a lot of different philosophies of thought behind the programming at
Yeah.
the AI level, and and it it it, it, it would be good to have our people there too.
Well, it's I look at in my own life, okay, and I started off not knowing jack about computers. When I came out of school, they were cards, and I kid you not, cards, and you put yes, no on every single dot on the page, all of it, and then you went to the next card, I've seen 64 k of cards. It's shocking how many there are, and
Yeah.
it's obsolete. It's absolutely obsolete. You
Hmm.
know, Storm was talking about just for S and Gs to get a disc reader. The old floppy disk. And I said, for what are we getting this thing for? I said,
Mm.
nobody uses them. I said, they're
Uh,
not. I said that, I said, tell me why. So I sat for about an hour and listened to him, was shell shocked afterwards. And I still don't know why we need a floppy drive, but apparently it's important. So you see what I mean?
I would tend to agree because there are programs and data saved out there on floppies that exist nowhere else.
That's what he was
yes.
saying.
Right.
He's got data that I said, well, the thing is for me, okay, you got data, you got lots of it, but it's been exposed to weather, to heat, to cold. Is this
Yes.
thing even going to want to read this stuff? And can it be read? You see what I mean?
Yeah, you're talking
Exactly.
yeah, physical
The
media.
programs of the future are going to be doing data recovery on physical mediums.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
you're gonna want to do that because you're gonna have an archaeological interest in these old data types,
that's what he
and
said.
it really has come down to that. We have this data cloud of human information behind us. Think of it like all the written information is in this data cloud, and some of it is deteriorating because it's on these cellophane disks, and it needs to be migrated forward. And he's one of those people that sees this grand vision of migrating all that data forward.
That's what he's thinking about. And I'm for it if he feels it's that necessary. I don't necessarily have to know what it is, agree with it, or anything else. He says it's important. That's all that I care about. Now that's support. That's how it's done, people.
Yeah.
You know.
When I went to a job and I was a security guard at this hospital, big, nice, fancy new hospital. This is the same one I got written up for talking about UFOs, right? And the girl at the front desk was a seasoned i- i- person, right? Doing this job. And she knew exactly what she was doing as far as front desk reception and office management. So she told everybody. And I said, well, I need to put something on USB. USB was fairly new at the time. It was still USB 1. And USB 1 was the most common. USB 2, oh, you got to have this for $500, right? USB 2. We're already beyond that. But I say, hey,
Well,
I need to, I got something on floppy. I need you to put it on a USB drive for me. Do you know how to do that? She looks at me like, yeah. And then she realizes I'm a security guard and I hand her the floppy disk and she literally does this.
What is
I don't
that?
I don't know how to use this. Let me give you the visual. I don't know what to do with this. And I'm like, "Oh my god, did you not go to this school?" I I wanted to say, "Give me your resume." Rip.
She was obsolete before she ever hit that job, and that's what I've had to deal with and a lot of other people between the 70s and now. You know, and you have to get ahead of it and onto the wave to be uh, up to date.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, imagine having to go to a modern store and says, "I'd like to get a SCSI 4 internal cable, please." No one's gonna know what the hell you're talking about. Internal SCSI 4 cable, please. A what? Who's what's it?
I've seen Storm walk into places like Best Buy and oh even your common mom and pop tech shop, and
Yeah.
say what it is he's after, and have this blank look on their faces, and they have not kept up. You with
Yeah.
Right.
the thing that we have to all realize in this day and age, you can't afford to get behind. You've got to get your A game on and keep it on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't have that. I have something very interesting that happened to me in the store many years ago, and this was literally a matter of national security. I had to call the FBI. I shit you not. I had to call the FBI. And
Hmm.
uh, what happened was a guy came in looking for. Now I don't know if y'all are familiar with. Well, I know, Tim, you are, but uh, programming machines with computers, right? Like the old radios,
Yeah,
programmable radios.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
mean packet radio. I mean official channel type radios.
I
Okay.
know what type you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a guy came in and he goes, "I'm looking for a 386 with a Mathco processor." And I'm like, 386. Okay. Well, I didn't have any in stock. I had one I was about to work on, but I didn't have anything in stock. So I was like, okay. Now he was there on behalf of someone else, a guy. He was Middle Eastern. Okay, I never got a name. He was Middle Eastern, and he was looking for a very specific. He had that's how he started, right? And I go, huh? Well, apparently you don't need. And I started talking the computer talk. You don't need high computability. Apparently, you need compatibility. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, but let me. What I do have in stock is I have an older Pentium 2 on a brick. Remember them?
Hmm.
A Pentium 2, and I can do it for next to nothing, probably $40 if you wanted it. So here's the specs, and I made a spec sheet, and I was like, yeah. And then he came back. Okay, here's what went down. He comes back angry. He goes, "No, I don't need this computer. I need a 386 DX with a math coprocessor. This will not this will not do."
What year
And
was that?
this whenever I had my store, so 17 years ago,
Yeah.
15, 16, 17 years ago, and this will not do. Oh nine maybe? No, that was a longer than that. No, about that, something like that. Whenever I had my store, this dude came in
Yeah.
and
I think we were on hand when you had the store. We came to a pass in 2010.
yeah, 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 yeah. Wait, no, you never came to the store though, did you? I don't
I
remember you
We
coming.
talked about the store there at the house.
Okay,
I
yeah, because I
remember
remember
that.
going to y'all's place, but
I
I don't
don't
remember
think
y'all.
I ever went into your place. Maybe it didn't exist at that point.
Maybe, maybe. But anyway,
Oh
this
yeah,
guy,
yeah. Because the other guy's other store had gone down ahead of us meeting him.
yeah, okay. Um, I and I was like, "Hey, man, well, I don't have one." He just left mad. He was there on behalf of someone else, and I remembered before I had sold a 386 DX to the Smith County Sheriff's Department because it was compatible with their radios. And at the time, I had looked up what is this? What do they do? What is it? How does this work? And I looked up how it's compatible with many different things, and on the fringes, including the Scud missile system, right? They were also usable to program Scud missiles and their guidance systems. So I'm like,
Oh shucks.
I have a problem with this, right? And I was like, wait
Yeah,
a minute.
just a little one, huh?
Yeah, so um I remember I took all the details, right? What's up, Samo? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Heck yeah.
Right. Hello,
Welcome back,
chat room.
MIT. Come in. But he was really mad, and I was like, "Oh man, let me." And I was maybe I was overly suspicious, but Middle Eastern
Mm-mm.
guy here on behalf of someone else to get a very specific computer that only works for a few things nowadays
Right.
because it was, I believe it was Windows 7 had just come out,
Yeah,
and
about
Windows
that time
7,
that'd be right.
yeah, Windows 7 had just come out, and he was looking for a 386 with Windows 3.1 or DOS with a math coprocessor. Like, what niche does this fall into? This falls into programming devices, and I looked it up.
Hacking.
And the other guy was telling me about packet radio, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, where does that come from? Because it's amateur stuff. What's the professional stuff? Professional radios, and it was car computers, police radios, guidance systems, and I'm like, I'm calling the FBI.
Mm.
And I called him. I took the notes and I gave him the notes. I said, I'm sorry, that's all the information I have. He gave me his number, and he didn't even give me his name. He said he was just somebody who's looking for this old computer and not any specific. If he just said, I want a compact Desk Pro 386 DX because blah blah blah, that's different. That's nostalgia purposes, right? Or I want a CompuX with the little skinny motherboard, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool. I can let me see what I can come up with and be enthusiastic and no problem. That's still it's a Texas born computer. So I was in El Paso. So yeah, this is like historical, but this I would need a generic computer to do this very generic thing, and it has to be this. It has to be this. And then when I offer a thing, an alternative,
Compatible.
whoa, I think the FBI just tuned in because I got a buzzing in my ear. Not my earphone, my ear.
Ooh,
Like and subscribe, agents. You are quantum. That was
it's
so
just a
weird.
long time ago now.
Yeah, I'm.
But, you know, you probably headed off some serious shit.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
I heard, which is probably the thing that I didn't hear anything else from it, and
Right.
I'm assuming they launched an investigation, looking at my phone logs, examining me, looking at my doings and goings ons, and then finding all and looking up all the people who called me. And I hope they found him. I hope they busted if there was somebody to be busted, right? Welcome back, Spiritual Cleansing 3 in 1. I see your name mentioned in there. What's up? Hey. Hi. But yeah, I had that happen, right? That was crazy. There was some crazy times when I had my store, and that was one of them. That really was a crazy time. When I say, "Oh my god, I probably should call the FBI," you can know that some shit is going down, right?
oh yeah. Hey,
Because
big shout out to Keith, and glad to hear you had a great show, buddy.
cool. I'm glad you did too. I wasn't able. I was here.
Yep, we were
I've
here.
been here, and when I wasn't here, I was driving. And sorry for the late start on the earlier show, but well, yeah,
Yeah,
the
we'll work
earlier
it out.
show, the earlier show, thankfulness and mindfulness and thankfulness. What did y'all think of it?
I liked it.
I
Of
enjoyed
course
it.
I would, you know.
And there's a lot going on those topics that I wasn't able to get into because 1 hour window, and trying to be not TikToky but still get the message across in completion. So there's a lot of stuff that I left out, right? And
Oh
there's
yeah.
I'm not going to
You know,
bet y'all.
manifestation is just something that you gotta mindfully work at, you know,
Well,
get your vibration up.
yeah,
That's a biggie right there.
yeah, and that's why I
No, you
didn't
can't
go
just come
all.
out and say, "Hey, universe, this is what I want. Give me a Lamborghini in the yard in the morning."
Nah,
You know,
But that's why I
it
kept it.
doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I keep things very muggle level. We're the advanced folks. Okay. Now I'm not getting big ego head, right? I'm just saying we've been doing this for 20, 30 plus years and we know how it is. Okay. We're not saying we're better. We're just saying we're more familiar. And
Yeah.
we know from familiarity anybody can do this stuff. You
You
just
know,
gotta get your
I've
head.
learned something new about it in the last few weeks, and it's a vibrational thing, you know, that you have to vibrate at the level that you're trying to manifest. Now, how do you do that, right? You have to figure out what you're grateful for, who you're grateful for, and how much gratitude you're willing to give. Are you willing to work towards your dream, towards the thing you want? And how do you vibrate to get that thing? A lot of people forget that gratitude is the foundation block of it.
Yeah.
Worship's another foundation block if that's part of your thought process.
Yeah. Things that I just put it on the screen. Things
Hmm.
of a vibe attract things of that same vibe.
That's right.
And if I try to be, well, you know me, I try to be positive. I stay positive. I am positive, but I'm very dedicated. I know my right from wrong. Everything I said in the first show, I know my right and wrong, and I stick to that. So
Right.
things that are outside of that frame of right and wrong can't get in. And then the things that do get in are meant to be there. They match. They match up.
Well, your right and wrong thing, and according to your vibration, how do you vibe higher? Um, a lot of this is you can see a quarter on the floor. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to vibrate with that quarter? You going to leave it there? Going to pick it up, put it on the table where it probably fell off? Are you going to put it in the tip jar? Are you going to put it in your pocket? And none of those things are wrong. How
I
about that?
had that happen, not the quarter. Okay. I was on my way to work a few years ago, right? I was on my way to work and I stopped for coffee at the gas station all the time. And I've learned to notice little differences because I never know when you pull that thread, will it lead to another tapestry of events?
Right.
I
Or
was
are
getting
you
coffee.
unraveling something?
I
you
was
know?
getting coffee, and I and something said buy one of these. It was like a big one of those giant beef jerky sticks. I never eat those. Okay, and I said I got a ping, and I was starting to learn the pings. Right, I was like,
Mhm.
I don't know why, but I should get this, and I got that. Right, I'm talking. It was big, real big. I don't even have anything. It was like one of those big giant round ones like that, like almost like a summer sausage, but beef jerky. Okay,
Yeah.
and I was like, ah, it was like $4.50. Okay, I'm okay with that. Feels right. Yoink, got it, paid for it. On my way back out to the car, a guy come up to me and says, "Hey man, uh, d- I need money for food." I'm like, you know what? This must be for you. And I phrased it just like that. This must be for you. And I gave it to him. And
Mhm.
it was probably good for him, I hope, you know. But I was faced, something put me in a situation and I had a choice. Do it, don't do it. Because if I didn't have it, I would have been in a forced state to say, I don't have anything for you, buddy. I'm sorry, because I don't use money. Everything's on plastic, digital, all that, right?
Hmm.
So that's what happened, right? And I learned to listen to those pings when they happen and follow the path set in front of me. An unexpected choice is presented, and the option is right there. Take it or don't. You're right. There's no wrong choice. It's just a pattern, a chain of events is to happen, right?
It's an opportunity to vibrate higher.
I look at it that way. I look at it
Yes.
the opportunity to vibrate higher. But okay, we can't. Okay, now that for the Muggles, right? You can't just vibrate higher. That's like take some cocaine, you'll be vibrating higher. No, 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 no. That's not the way it works, right?
No,
Sorry.
it
No,
doesn't work like that.
that's not
Wish
it.
it did. It'd be easy,
You have to
but
work
it
up
doesn't.
to it.
No.
And I say drink mushroom coffee, and I do say that. However, you don't just take drink mushroom coffee and become a fucking X-Man. Okay, it doesn't work like that.
Well, darn! I just ordered some, and that's what I was expecting.
No, sorry, it's not
Different use of
Popeyes.
the word driving. I think
What?
different uses of the word vibing.
Yeah, right. There's
No, I
you drink
really did. I went and bought some of that coffee. No, I
what?
haven't got it
You'll
yet,
love it.
but
Hopefully, you'll love it.
I hope to like it. I'm not holding any expectations. I felt the time was right,
Well, which one did you
and
get? Did you get the one that I get, or did you get?
it's like 10 mushrooms coffee.
Well, yeah. Well, which one? Because a lot of them are, they're just put together differently, and it's not the
You're
mushrooms
asking me
that.
so many questions. I'm just flipping out here, man. I don't know. Really, I don't. I don't know which
Okay.
one it is.
Well,
You probably are more informed than she is about the subject. Is
I think you are. I just
um.
bought some damn coffee, okay?
All right.
I
It
just
isn't.
took
but
a
it
wild
doesn't
ass
sound
chance and went with it, huh?
like it's some of that wild West Coast or Colorado stuff. If
No.
that's
I didn't. It was. I don't feel it was expensive, so I don't know.
Well,
yeah,
that's not
Really,
what he was referring
we'll
to.
see if I can
yeah.
tolerate it first. If I can tolerate it, I'll go for better brands. That's how I do things.
Sarah takes
The-
the lion's mane capsules.
There's some in there.
Yeah.
Lion's mane and oh golly,
Okay.
there's a couple of different things in it. I couldn't begin to tell you.
Hold on, y'all. I got a picture to make sure that this is not what you got, right? I don't want you to ever expose yourself to this because this is horrible. What did I?
That really sounds suggestive.
Yeah, the worst stuff you've ever. What in the world?
Maybe they
I mean,
stopped making it. Maybe it was that god awful.
oh no, they stopped making it. I wish they had. Oh my god, it tastes like
Purple
menthol.
passion.
Actually,
but
passion flower wouldn't be a bad idea for me.
it is not this, right?
Let me
Please,
blow up the screen.
let me see if I can make it a little bit
No,
bigger.
sir, it is not that.
Okay, because the best part of everything in this package is the spoon.
Right.
Oh
No,
my god, it was the it's so horrible.
no,
It was like
I bought something that the reviewer there was a whole bunch of reviews. They were all very positive, and one reviewer said that it actually tasted a lot like chocolate to her
oh, that's good.
for a mocha.
That's
nice.
cool.
That's
That's
But
cool.
we'll see. If it feels wrong to me, I won't use it. If
Okay.
I pick it up in my hands and my guide says, listen, honey, you're going to end up on the floor. No. Or trying to be, dug out of the ceiling. We won't do that to Lynn Ann.
Okay. Yeah, there is if it wasn't that expensive, I'm just looking out for because there's some really gross stuff out there. That one
Yeah.
I showed, the spoon is timeless. It's great. But all the rest of it was garbage when it got here. Okay,
Uh-huh.
for real. And I paid not those prices. I paid introductory prices, and it
Yeah,
was
I was
the worst
gonna
thing ever.
say, $20 for, I forget how many ounces it was. It wasn't a lot.
The one you
Did
got?
not sound to me like a good idea.
You mean that one that I showed?
No, no, the one that I chose.
Okay. Well, yeah, $20.
Yeah,
That's just a little bit more than a regular coffee.
I would
So
not call me a skinflint because I'm not one, but I'm very careful about what I pick up to choose. I have medication. I have to make sure it's compatible and the whole
With food.
gamut of stuff. So
yeah, I bought
yeah,
a supplement one time, and uh, the recommended dosage for me was way too high. It was real. I was worried about brain fog. By the way, all that's gone with this, right? I was worried about
yeah,
brain fog and clarity and etc. Well, that just increased the brain fog and lack of clarity and
yeah.
can't concentrate.
You going through menopause, dude, or what?
No, it was
You know.
it. That's just, I guess me. I don't know, and whatever. That was a couple
Uh,
few years
you
ago.
know, you were so sick a year ago. A year ago summer that it's a wonder your brain came back.
Yeah.
Well,
Because you were really rocking being sick.
yeah.
And
Are you talking about when I
once,
had surgery?
yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were brain fogged out. You didn't know which end was up, and weren't sure you cared.
yeah. I was
So
in a really. I didn't let
you were in
on.
a bad way.
I didn't let on up here in public how bad off things were.
Hmm. Well, you can't hide from me.
Yeah. Oh,
So
I'm not trying to hide from anybody, but I'm not gonna present it like, oh my god, I'm falling to pieces over here. No, I'm not gonna do that.
I say that when my nail pops off,
Mhm.
my claws. Woo-doo-doo-doo.
We're falling to pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
I see that when I get a haircut.
Things are falling off the bed. I don't know. But no, yeah, the mushroom coffee really helped you put your head back together. And that's a good
Yeah.
thing.
The
And I
body
thought
and
about that when I ordered this stuff because I'm not remembering certain things that are going on. And I figure that I'm so distracted, I don't know I'm distracted. I need to get centered and focus.
right. Well, it really does help because the caffeine is not so heavy. It's not like super concentrated. It's just
Yeah.
coffee, but it has mushroom stuff in it. But you can make it as strong as you want, I guess.
Oh, I can handle the caffeine. God knows I work nights long enough.
Right, but it's
But
not the caffeine that does it. It's
I
the
know.
mushrooms that we already have the mental push. It's just it's being bogged down.
Well,
And
I watched you for long enough that made my decision for me whether it worked or not because I could see it did work for you.
could you say that again? Because I must have misunderstood you. It didn't
I
work
said
for you.
I watched you and take this stuff for long enough
Uh huh.
that I could see the difference in your clarity,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
in your ability to make a snap thought, follow through that thought and grab the next one, you know, and that's what I'm missing right now.
She
It
likes
takes
what she's
practice.
seeing in your mushroom tea.
What's that?
She likes what she sees in your mushroom teas. I
Let me see here. I
just
know.
I just saw the rhyme. I just saw the rhyme.
Seize the moment. No,
Yes.
I'm more than cautious, really. I've seen what herbals in the wrong hands can do to people, and I use a lot of herbal medicines and herbal ideas. Now, don't come after me for them because I won't put them on here because I'm not going to be responsible for anybody making a bad decision.
Right.
Right.
But
Okay.
that's why I don't teach tinctures and I don't teach herbs.
I don't think the YouTube terms of service allows us to
Probably not.
condone anything
Yeah.
herbal.
No, we have to. I
Um,
mean, no,
we have to dance
there's
around
no
it.
degree for that stuff other than
Yeah.
like. Is there a gardening degree? No, there's ethnobiology.
It's not, no, I would fall under holistic medicine, and there is a degree for that.
Okay, well, we
Yeah.
don't have it, and
No,
I am not going to
I'm
try.
not a doctor, and I'm not going to pretend I am one.
Right. Okay, let me see here. I have a question. Scream is saying, "What's the mushroom tea coffee you use, Nate?" I could probably go for a test pack. Well, I don't know what sizes they sell, but this is what I get, and I will show you right now because I have it on screen in the other window, and it is available on Amazon. Micro Ingredients is the brand. It is very generic, and this is what I get. Right,
Yeah,
this is
that
exactly what I get.
that's what I picked up.
Okay,
Is
Uh-huh.
it
I
guide?
really like
I
it.
just asked my guide to show me because I don't remember what Nathan has, and there it was.
Right. Cool. Well, I'm glad that you picked some up. Okay, now I got the big
I
bag.
like organic because then I know there's not a bunch of pesticide and poison in it.
Right. Well,
Right.
to make this stuff, you it's hard to. There's a reason it's so expensive, and this is the cheapest one I found. To make this stuff, you have to have grow room, specific environment, humidity, air pressure, lighting. All the stuff has to. The soil has to be right. You have to have a certain acidity and pH in the soil for these things to grow. And you don't want to get them in the wild because they're not control. It's out in an uncontrolled area, and anything could splash on them. They're pretty hardy in the wild. It's like when you mess with them with your hands, that
Yeah,
they
and
fall
there's a
apart.
lot of different varieties of mushrooms that aren't safe to use.
Yeah, and they look just like the good ones.
Yeah,
Uh, no, don't just don't right. Get the stuff from these people. They have backing. They have a store. They have a history,
pay a
and
little bit more and be safe.
right, they do the pre-work, so the work is verifiable. They can say we did this, we follow this procedure, etc. Right? You want they document what they do,
And
and
who's the actual provider for it? Because I can't see it.
So
micro ingredients, all one word.
Micro ingredients, organic mushroom coffee,
Yeah,
and
and
they've
I
got all
usually
this
use
stuff
it.
in it that yeah, I think it's the same company.
Okay, now let's see. Let me. Well, come on, you. I'm trying to find out what this is. My old order. It says lion's mane, chaga, reishi, and more, but I want to see the more part. What's the? Here we go. Lion's mane, chaga, cordyceps, turkey tail, shiitake, maitake, yortake. No, I'm just kidding. Miasma, wood ear mushroom, oyster mushroom. Okay, those are good.
Yeah,
Those are the ones you can look them all up. All everything is listed. It says it's organic, but it has to be organic. It's in a grow room. You have
yeah.
right.
to no bugs, controlled environment. It's good to go. So
You're
this
not
is what I
getting
get.
protein with your mushrooms.
Say
You
what?
know, you're not getting protein with your mushrooms.
Right. Extra
Bugs.
protein.
Oh, bugs. Oh, bugs. What's up, unknown?
Hi,
I just saw
unknown.
you come in.
Hello,
What's up?
everyone in chat.
Hey, unknown. Hey,
And
Scream. Hey, Samo. Hey, Rachel. Hey, who else we
let me
got?
see. We
I'll have
got.
some more folks
I'll go through
coming
it.
in
Aussie,
here.
Scream, Unknown, Samo, and Rachel. Sarah. I wasn't ignoring you, Sarah. Storm. I think I said scream, but scream again. Two screams. Let me see here.
I could make it a third one if you really want to.
Oh,
Anyway.
and we're back to the question. What's that I showed you? That will be. I could put that in the description, or I can put it right now.
Now, we
Let
could
me.
probably do it. I mean, we're not being sponsored by them or anything, although we're
No.
open to the idea.
If anybody wants to sponsor me, these guys.
Is it that one that you had me try at the American Legion?
Hi, Woo.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that was good. That was a really good coffee. Is
yeah. It was.
up there with memorable coffees.
Well, I'm glad you
I
liked it.
like good coffee.
There is the link right there in the chat. And Woo has showed up. That's it. Quantum level rising. Oh yeah. Oh dude. Were
Yes,
you here
we're
for the first
vibing
hour?
high.
Because we went fucking next level. Okay, at least I did. It was. Oh man.
We're thankful and mindful.
Yeah.
Thankful, mindful, and excited to be living.
Yes.
Yeah. And and today and how did y'all like the thumbnail that I came up with?
I like that. That was cool.
Yeah, I had him. The forest behind him is represent. Okay, let me bring the picture up because it is really cool, right? Uh, let's see. Now, what there are elements. Now, I have several different versions of this because I just changed some options, you know. But let me tell you what this represents. Okay, the forest behind the guy is the busyness, the accomplishments, the wins and the fails that is behind him, the journey. In front of
Strength and
him,
experience.
in front of him is the desert, a new challenge, an unknown environment, rougher it seems. It seems rougher. That's what that is representative of. And the guy himself is the dog man who I don't know why the dog man is the warrior in my quantum verse, right? But the dogman werewolf dogman guy who has achieved the armor. The armor is protective and offensive as needed. And the Jedi robes, Jedi-ish robes, are the wisdom of to know which is which. And so he's prepared to go forward with whatever is unknown. The desert is the unknown. And what he has on him is what he takes with him. What he leaves behind him is situations that have grown up because he was there or that were around him while he was there. Not because he was there, but while he was there. And it was I was like, wow, how can I do this? And yeah, this is it. This is how to do it. And I came up with, I showed you that I'm not even going to go through it again, but I will fix the other ones and get back to them, right?
He turned
And
out really good.
yeah,
It
I
did.
thought that. I mean, the pictures themselves, it was, uh, it was symbolic. It was all symbolic, but it wasn't so way out there like Stranger Things symbolism. It was understandable. The wolf, a dog is what? Armor is what? Power armor is what? Robes mean what? Behind him, what does a forest mean? Well, in this case, what
What
is
does the forest behind them mean?
right? What does the forest behind him mean? What does the desert in front of him mean? It was totally symbolic, and I hope people are able to pick up on that, right? Because it took me quite a few minutes. I mean, again, I'm thankful it only took minutes and not hours to figure that stuff out. And I'm pretty sure I had some help. Pretty sure I had some help, but I've been building up a lexicon of stuff. Dogman werewolf guy in armor, he's a character. He is a character of the show, representative of stuff that I
Nice.
want to. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
AI agent
I
alien,
got
then
it.
you got the dog man, and you got the storyteller and the story collector. I have gone through it all, right? And yeah, I mean, he's going to get another card. He's going to have several cards because these are kind of thoughtful topics that we go through and very introspective. And I like that about what we do here. And I'm trying to keep it that way. And I'm glad I have events, personal events that happen that I can use those to reflect because we can all have similar personal events. You know, someone coming to you for help, anybody can have that. You being able to help or not help, that happens to us all. Something happens to us where, oh, this is just shocking thing. This is going to be so debilitating. And then because you've done all these other things, it isn't. It's you feel it, but it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't
Oh,
hinder you from being able to do anything coming up. You know? And
I've lived my life like that. You know, we have gone to been invited to different, we'll say, card reading events. Most people know that I'm a card reader, and I've done more therapy with people where they lead the therapy the whole long way because a lot of times just listening helps them get to the place where they know what they're going to do next. But the card lets opens up the mind to the place where, yeah, I'm having this block. So, it's very therapeutic in many respects. But I've been doing that for years upon years. So I think that's kind of what you mean. People are led to me quite often for just advice. And let's face it, if I don't have the cards, if I'm sitting at a restaurant table and I got a salt shaker and some sugar, I can manage.
yeah,
I can do very well with it.
yeah. And I've been wanting to do this for a while now. And well, now seems to be the time, right? Now seems to be the time. Remember pushing buttons?
Hmm.
The bottom of the cup shows up. It's pushing buttons. I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep that. That's gonna make a card, of course. But now I got another one because we're at the bottom of the first hour, and my oh
Are
coffee
you
time.
empty?
I am empty.
Mhm.
Oh my God, that
Let
can't
me.
go on.
I need a card graphic. Screenshot. Coffee
Coffee
time.
time. Oh, it's time for if it's time for some coffee, you probably should get some.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Him and I can get on some forbidden subject or something. I'm
Okay.
sure. I know you
Yeah.
want to reach out and just slap the shit out of me, don't you?
But I will be right back. It is coffee time. So I'll leave that up
Okay.
there for the moment, right?
Smoke
And
'em if you got 'em, and here
mhm,
we are.
be right. Watch for ghosts. That's the
Ooh.
next
I
card.
guess we're talking
Coffee
about
time. Watch for
cloves
ghosts.
in
Yeah.
the in there. I know that cloves were knocked down in 2009, but it was because people were just smoking it so much that they were just destroying their lungs, getting internal burns and bleeding, and it was pretty awful. Use
I
it. I think if you use it with a sense of idea of what you're doing, it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, I used to smoke them. I was looking for them because I look for alternative like herbs
Hmm.
to, to smoke because I don't smoke tobacco anymore. I've been off of it for 3 years, as most of our chat knows, And Scream and I have been going back and forth with like different things that we can smoke as alternatives, and cloves was like one of them. But I found out recently, like you said, that they've been illegalized since 2009,
Yeah.
and I think it is because they're very, very strong cigarettes. They're the type that I used to smoke them when I wanted to quit smoking and I needed something to get over that gap. And I'm
Yeah.
afraid that some people just use them to fill that gap outright and they're not for
Well, they went from one thing to the other thing and thought they could do it at the same enthusiasm, and it really doesn't
yeah,
work like that.
not
I
at
think
all.
whenever you have to knock down an addiction, it's best to get real clear with yourself what you want to do, why
Right.
you want to do it, have it out there, because if you're just stumbling into it, you're not going to get it done very well, or you'll get triggered sometime and you'll go right back to it. So it's good to look for alternatives. I mean, Storm wanted to slow down, and he looked into a lot of stuff. And I said, "Well, what is it you're looking for? When you have a smoke?" He goes, "That first puff is a menthol." I said, "There it is. You want the menthol? You're not look. You want to feel the refreshment of the menthol." So we went to a kind of not vaping, because vaping can be just as bad as some of the rest of it, but to a inhaled substance. It's menthol, and
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's just menthol. It fills your mouth,
Is
and
it
you get that
those little
experience of that
filters that you go,
coldness.
is it those little filter things that you crack
Yeah,
and yell?
yeah.
Oh,
hmm
those things I've heard are awesome.
Yeah, it I actually found it on Temu, and I asked Storm if he thought that might help,
Yeah.
and so I got him several of them, and one of them with different flavors to see if so that he wouldn't get burned out on the menthol,
Yeah.
so to speak. There's no smoke involved in it. It's just flavor,
Yeah.
and or vaping. It's none of that. It's
I think
strictly in the mouth.
it's properly, isn't it properly a smelling salt in categorization?
Kind of, sort of. It's a tight little tube that goes into something that looks like a dog whistle,
Yeah.
and you pull on it, like you would a smoke, and
Hmm.
it's menthol
Huh.
or cherry or whatever flavor you decided you wanted, but it gives you that moment that a lot of smokers need to step back from the moment, regather, and then go back to the fray.
Yeah.
I had a secretary quite a while. He lasted about 2 years. It was a gentleman, and he was adamant about his smoke break. He had to have it, and that's all there was to it. And if things got dicey, he needed another one. And he'd have his smoke, and I'd go out to the porch with him because we didn't smoke inside. We just don't. And I said, "Well, what's the big deal? Talk to me." He goes, "Well, firstly, I'm coming out here. One of the reasons I want to get away from you." I said, "Noted and understood. What's the next one?" You know. Well, you work in an office,
Yeah.
enough, and it gets tight. It gets hard, and he was a nice fella, but I'm an exacting boss. I know one time he and I got in a real world class yelling match. He thought it should be done one way, and I thought it should be the other. And gee whiz, I'm the boss. And you know, we were hollering at each other. Finally, I said, "Now looky here. I am not a bitch. I'm the bitch, and I'm Miss Bitch to you." And, and my boss chose that magic moment to walk in. She goes, "Is there a problem in here?" "No, ma'am." And we both said, "No, ma'am, no problem at all." She goes, "Well, then have less of a problem and be quiet because this yelling out here is making giving me a headache." That I always encourage people. If you have a problem with me, talk to me. You know, he
Yeah.
was talking pretty good too. he
Well, I
was
don't
he
know what
was
I walked
really
in
good.
on, but it sounds very engaging and blood
It
pumping.
was. It was. He was one of the best workers I ever had. But he had a notion of how things should go, and I have one. And when you're the boss, you get to say which notion you're going to go with, you know.
Right.
And at one point, like I was telling the audience, he called me the B word, and I said, "I'm not just a bitch. I am the bitch, and I'm Miss Bitch to you." You know, you know. So it got around the office. Of course, it went around like like wildfire. And I walked into another office, and I had a stack of something. I don't know what it was. Doesn't matter. But they both looked at me and said, "Hi, Miss Bitch." I'm like, "Now let's just keep it that way, all right?" And I went back out laughing my ass off. But I'll give you what, I was the first person in that office to hire a male secretary and fight for him to be there because it was a female dominated workplace.
I, I my job when I got to Tennessee, the the hospital job,
Yeah, yeah.
I that was exactly what I was in. I was in a female dominated workplace, and I told y'all about the bathroom camera incident. Do you remember that? Oh, this was
I do. I do. I
okay.
was horrified.
Well, for the audience, here's what happened because there's a few people here that didn't hear that, and here's what happened. I got on, and I heard whisperings from some of my coworkers. Now I'm what is it? Like 24 years old at the time. I'm 24, but I had been in the army. I got out, and I got this job. Okay, and I was the only guy, the only male in this office or business office for a hospital. And I was the only guy. Even the sections that were outlier sections, they had women in them, and nobody could understand why a guy would want to work in an office. However, the XO was a man. The president was a man. The board was filled with men. And so, but the office was was filled with women except for the XO. He was there. And
Hmm.
or sorry, the CEO, not XO, CEO. The CEO was there. And one person said that, and one day everybody just wouldn't talk to me. I'm like, what's going on? Like they were mad at me about something. I'm like, what are I don't know what's going on. Well, here's what I found out what happened. A few months for like months and months. The air conditioner in the restroom in the back of the office, there were two. One was marked men and women, but men's room, since there were no men there, men was being used as a storage place, so
Hmm.
no longer a bathroom. But the women's room was right there, so it was just one restroom, and I'm there at night by myself. Who's gonna stop me? And it's who cares, right? I should have covered it up, but I'm not there to cause problems. I wasn't there to cause problems. They caused problems. The air conditioner vent in the top was messed up, and when it would come on and turn off, a piece of loose metal would just make a little click sound, and
Uh-oh.
yeah, it would just make a little click sound, right?
Oh, boy.
Well, hold on, and you think whatever, you hear a little click somewhere up there, and uh, it was due to be fixed one of these days because it wasn't super pressing. Um, and hold on. I went in there. What's up, Raven? Coming to our
Hey,
favorite
hi.
cat dimension.
Hi.
Yeah, how you doing? Good to see you, Lynn.
Good. How about
Hey,
you?
Raven.
Good, good, good. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Raven.
Nathan.
Okay, I had to
I'm
adjust
sorry to
your mic.
interrupt. Go ahead.
Um, yeah, but there was a little click. So one day, everybody stopped talking to me, and they acted like they were mad at me for something. I'm like, what? Well, now you know the bathroom situation, the air conditioner situation, and someone who didn't like me started a rumor that Nathan probably has a camera in the bathroom, and every time you hear a click, it's taking a picture. That was a little background rumor that it
That
was
was
like,
really
did you
dirty.
hear? Did you hear? Did you? Yeah. Now that's a little background rumor, right? In
Hmm.
today's day and age, okay, in today's day and age, and uh, what someone had done was the person who started the rumor. It became so easy of a thing to do when the person who started the rumor had to go to the bathroom, and either it turned on or off, and it heard a click and a little from top, and she stuck her head out of the bathroom and said, "I heard a click. Nathan took another picture." Yelled it out in the office, right? And my manager heard it. She didn't. I don't know if she knew about it or not, but she heard it. So she called a meeting. She had called a meeting, and she chewed them all out, saying, "If Nathan
Good.
quits because of this, you're all gonna be working third shift and your regular shift, and uh, you're not gonna like working here anymore because Nathan's been doing a great job." Defended me, went to bat for me, and I didn't know anything about it. Right? I didn't know I didn't know anything that any of this had happened. So
Mm-mm.
months, a month or so goes by, maybe 3 months go by when everybody's kind of mad at me. And then Christmas time rolls around. And one girl who came on later just propagated all this stuff. Said, "Oh, you'll never guess. I was coming in to relieve her from second shift. Oh, you'll never guess what happened today, or you'll never guess the situation." And she just kind of threw it out there, and she explained to me what happened. I'm like, "Yo, that happened? Y'all were telling that?" And I tried to I said things like, "Do you realize what could happen if the wrong person hears that and it's a joke for you, but they don't know that? They think I'm a freak, a weirdo in here snapping voyeur pictures in an office full of women, and I'm taking bathroom pictures. Do you know how badly that could go? Even the stigma for that is just it could
Stigma's terrible.
Just a
Yeah.
rumor. It ruined a marriage.
Yeah.
yeah, just the idea of that would bar me from anything because they'll hear a rumor in a small town and go, "Oh, we don't want that person."
Right.
So they all got their asses chewed for it. And I'm glad, I'm again grateful for that.
I'd love to have been a mouse in the pocket on that one.
Yeah, I wanted a camera in the office then. I wanted to know what was going on then.
How did
But
this rumor get started? This person just made it up? I didn't hear
yeah,
the very
somebody
first
just
part.
didn't like me. Somebody just didn't
Okay.
like me because they knew I had a security background. They knew how to, I knew how to put in security systems and monitor them and do all this stuff. But I also had a lot of ethics to go along with it because there's a lot of ethics that goes along with that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, the people who have never taken these security classes and stuff, you don't know. Okay, you get ethics rammed down your throat. You memorize phrases and ideas, and you're tested and all this stuff for security. And you're talking about these people who people think they're extras, they're NPCs, and generally they are, but they can really fuck your world up if they want.
Yeah, they can.
They got their hands all over
Yeah.
the back,
Yeah.
the inner workings of stuff. You know who's uh, delivery drivers, security guards, janitors. They're invisible. No one pays attention to what they know. They're in everything. They're the Fight Club. Okay, don't
Yeah,
mess
Fight
with
Club.
them.
Yeah.
Cooks.
Well, and that
There's a secret circle of cooks around the world too. A cabal.
Cabal.
I always thought that was an interesting name, Cabal.
Yeah,
Ooh, doo, 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 you know.
Mm.
but yeah,
But
that happened, and
well,
that's just
you know, and there's just enough of that sort of thing going around. There was a kind of a spate of it down in El Paso for a while, where they were catching janitors, all manner of people doing the peep thing, and you know, there's a niche market for it,
yeah,
and they got caught. They got caught bigger than heck, and uh, one thing you don't want to be is that kind of predator and end up in jail. You know, they're less tolerant than those on the outside for some reason.
right. Yeah, I've known plenty of people like that. They have all dismissed themselves from being around me. They don't
Yeah,
want to be
they
around me.
do. And
No,
and
they
on
don't
the
want to be
higher
around me. I put this.
No, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you because when you're vibrating at a higher level and you're manifesting and you're living your life right according to your own mandate
Yeah.
and staying in your own lane, that stuff falls away. It falls away hard and fast.
They
Yeah, they
have
don't
to
make
either
it.
level up or go away. They
Yeah,
can't.
they don't make it through the firewall. They
Yeah.
don't make it through the right and wrong, and they stop trying because there's easier prey. They don't go
Well,
after
and
the hunters. They
by
go
the
after
same token, though, if you just keep on vibrating low and don't stay in your own lane, you're essentially cannon fodder for them.
right. You're inviting that kind of thing to latch on, to vibe
Hmm.
with you. Bad vibes,
Goes
get
both
bad
ways.
vibes. Yeah, good vibes, get good vibes. And let me finish because we were talking about the mushroom coffee, and you can't
Right,
just
right, right.
drink the mushroom. This is a while back. Drink the mushroom coffee, and boom, you're an X Man, and you can do all this stuff. No, you have to build up to it. You have
In
to
other words,
build.
don't
You have to
take a
build up
full
to be an
one that
X-Man.
twice and three
Yeah, you
times in
gotta
one
build up
day.
to be an X Man. You can't just shoot laser beams out of your eyes and put on a costume.
Oh, you terrorize your family, that's for
Right, you gotta.
sure.
There's discipline that goes along with it. Yeah, you've got an ability, but what now? Are you going to give it away? Are you going to sell it like a hooker? Are you going to be reasonable about it? Are you going to have like a a right and wrong system? What?
I can't believe you said that. That's
Because
hilarious.
I've known people who can do art, and they can do art because they like art. but that what they like more is money, and they think money it trumps art. So art is a way to get money, and that's it. And
It
they
doesn't
end up
work that way most days.
right. This
Yeah.
person I know would take commissions, and I don't mean expensive commissions. I mean $10, $15, right?
Hmm.
But he got driven away from art as a form of his personal expression because he was being hired to do some really raunchy stuff. And because money trumps art, he went with it and it
See,
hurt his feelings to do
and
it.
and there we are. You have to vibe at that level. You describe perfect scenario for this. If you're going to be an artist, be a damn fine one. Be as good as you can manage.
Right.
If you're going to
Yeah.
be a tech person, you throw yourself into it and be a tech person. The higher you vibe, the more reward, and that does not mean money. It means reward comes your way. Now you can say this is the reward I require for my skill. You
Right. And the
know,
universe doesn't use currency.
no,
The universe doesn't have rubles or dollars or whatever. Okay. The universe
does
uses other things. And you will know. And if you don't know it when you see it, you'll never get paid.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean, that's a pretty good way to put it. If you don't know it when you see it, you'll never get paid. And like, something happened. My mom, I was in the army and I got out and I went back here to Tennessee, but this is out in the woods. This is way out in the woods. And I ran across, I think I've told this story before, a couple of weird, they were claws off of some animal, but they were really weird, big. They were really big. And some of them were perfectly round, like a bearing or a piece of pipe, but it was clearly a claw.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, what are these? You know?
is still attached to a leg or an
No,
arm.
no, just the claws,
Just the claw.
just the claw. And I still don't know what it was, right? And
You
I showed
know,
my
claws
mom.
grow, and if they're not trimmed back, they will become large, and they will start digging back into the animal's pad in
Right,
his
right, right.
in
Well,
his in his foot.
these broke off or were taken off or something. They weren't cut, okay? They were broken off. And where they were broken, it was bone. Okay, you could tell it was some sort of grown thing. It wasn't cast plastic or aluminum pipe fittings or anything like that, right? Not bearings. And I was like, wow. And I found two of them.
How
And
about
I
that?
showed my mom. I was like, hey, have you ever seen these before? Because this is weird. And it was weird. There were no bears or giant eagles run around. Okay. Now I know eagle claws can get pretty big, but not this big. This thing filled my hand. It was like all the way around my hand like that. And that was only a piece of one.
Wow.
They were big. And I said, have you seen these before? Oh yeah, they washed down the hill. I had a big jar of them, but there's some I just threw it away. I'm like, do you realize what those things were? No, just some kind of claw, fingernails. I'm like,
I don't know if people
those
make
could have
stuff
been
out of them.
prehistoric, you know?
Yeah, like maybe they were from a giant. They were giant's toenails or something.
Literally, they could have been. And I was about to get the Smithsonian out there,
Oh God,
but
don't do that. You'll
I'm
never
glad
see him
I
again.
didn't.
Yeah, I was going to say the Smithsonian has a way of making things disappear.
Disappear
Yeah,
and then
I'm glad I
no,
didn't call them out
yeah.
there, um, because I still have a feeling that that eastern going towards eastern Tennessee where I was, that's all super weird and uh yeah, I'm sure there's stuff there. There's human recent stuff from the past few hundred years there, but there's old stuff there.
Yeah.
Old stuff. Like thousands of years old stuff no one can explain, okay? Like, oh man, East
Moon
Tennessee.
people
Hmm?
got statues of the
Clovis
moon.
civilization.
That's
Clovis.
one.
People,
Well, that's one. What, Raven?
the moon people. There's like these carvings, and they've got really round
Is that here?
characterization. It's in Tennessee. I saw a thing on what's that guy's name? He does little documentaries on Facebook all the time, and he just released one last week. And Tim, in your neck of the woods, there's been a giant that's been uncovered,
How about that?
9 or 10 footer.
I know that they
Yeah.
found footprints at White Sands. Now, White Sands is Egyptian, gypsum, that is, sand. That's it's as white as snow,
Mm-hmm.
and you see it, you think it's snow, but they found footprints from Paleolithic, or
Yeah.
way back yonder, and there was an adult footprint and a small child beside or just behind the parent, and they found those. That for a short moment was the oldest footprint they had ever found. That's been
And isn't
recent.
there like a dinosaur track also with that? Like they were being
Yeah.
chased.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we're reading about that. Yeah.
And I thought, what an interesting story. We'll never know. No, but they did find more, and there was no small child. So I'm like, maybe a kiddo didn't make it
Or maybe parent picked up child so they could
and ran. Yeah, then that's possible. Neither one of them made it. Yeah,
The White Sands footprints are dated to roughly 21,000 to 23,000 years ago.
yeah.
It's the Clovis civilization. It's the same civilization that was building the mountains in your neck of the woods, Nathan. It was a huge civilization that predated the even the Olmec civilization, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Mound builders, right?
Yes, yes. The mound
Okay.
builders. We recognize
was-
them because of their tools. They call them Clovis because their tools were first discovered in Clovis. I think.
New
France.
Mexico.
Yeah, yeah.
Clovis, New
Mexico.
Mexico.
They originally came from France. They found some
Right.
of them in a bog in North Carolina.
There is more to
DNA.
that. There's much more to that. I can't recall right now, but
Yeah.
I was just now looking up the Moon Eye people of Appalachia,
Mhm.
and yeah, now I'm remembering the Moon Eye people. A thing came out last year, and it is from. I found a, a a group on Facebook, Folklore, Customs, Legends, and Mythology. Let me just read this out, right? I'll put it on screen, but nobody's gonna be able to see it but me, so I'll read it out.
Yeah, please.
Okay, Appalachia's lost colony and the mystery of the moon-eyed settlers. Now, this is this one little article, right? This is not the whole history. North Carolina hosts its own famous lost settlement, the lost colony of Roanoke, but there is a lesser known lost settlement of Appalachia that may be a greater mystery than the coastal English settlers. That's the Roanoke guys. The Moon Eyed people. So little is known about them that no one knows for sure where they came from or if they truly existed. When the Cherokees moved in here to the southern Appalachian Mountains around 1100 AD, in their myths and legends, they say that a race of people were already there. They were short, white, fat, blue eyed, said Billy Ray Palmer of the Cherokee County Historical Museum. They would come out at night, so the Cherokee called them the Moon Eyed People. Legend has it the Moon Eyed People were a race of cave dwellers in western North Carolina, predating English and Spanish settlers who were small in stature, flaxen haired, and bearded, with skin so fair and blue eyes so pale they cannot tolerate the daylight, so they only went out at night, earning them the name Moon Eyed. Nobody knows for certain how they came to be in America, but lore ties them to the man made stone structures erected throughout the Southeast from Alabama northward, and two different Native American tribes have legends of the Moon Eyed people. So, what happened to them? The lore of the two different Native tribes say they were driven off driven out of the region or driven underground for good. Creek Indians in Georgia allegedly attacked the moon eyes on a night when the full moon was so bright that it was nearly daylight. We've had days like nights like that, leaving the
Well,
pale-eyed ones defenseless and driving them away. Alternately, the Cherokee drove them westward into Tennessee. I've never met them, and if I have, I would definitely invite them for coffee. But that was 1100 years ago, right? So, and there's a picture of a statue
Yeah.
that was found depicting.
so they had white hair and blue eyes, very
No,
nearly
not white hair.
albinism.
They had flaxen hair.
Oh,
Flaxen,
blonde.
blonde. They were blonde, like lightish blonde. Um,
Yeah.
and pale blue eyes, short. And
Short and fat.
they
Are they
say
sure they're no
fat.
relatives of mine?
Right, well, they say fat, but I think what they mean was stocky because perspectives and language barriers,
Yeah.
they don't really put one to the other correctly. I mean, you got Cherokee and Creek talking about people who are different than them, and well, they were both very warring nations. Okay, so
Right.
uh, let me go ahead and take that off the screen. So they're gonna talk bad about them. Short and fat,
Well,
short, weak, fat, out of shape.
yeah, yeah, they would to a place, I expect. The Cherokee Nation was rather tall and slender.
So were the Creeks. The Creeks were skinny. They were all. I mean, they all are. All the First Nations here are of a certain build. And when they if they gain weight, that's one thing. But the way they were living, their lifestyle back then was very lean. Okay,
And their diet was lean, mostly,
very.
Right.
beer.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
was very a very active
Well,
lifestyle. They were
Yeah.
hunter gatherer hunters. They were hunters. They weren't really much on
No,
gathering.
they were, and there's a good
They
reason
didn't
for
have
it.
beer
Protein's been
and
proven to provide that.
beef.
Okay, Lynn, go ahead.
Yes.
Say what you were going to say because you and Raven were talking at the same time.
Oh, I apologize.
I'm sorry.
The the traditional diets of people usually will put up, what sort of a body style they have. Mine is short, it's stocky, and you can do anything you want to, and you're not going to have anything else.
Yes.
Navajo Nation, very much like that as well. The
Right.
Cherokee Nation, tall, slender, wiry. The Apaches are short but very slim,
Yeah.
have something of a quick temper. You turn around and go to the Scots, they've got red hair and a temper that's no lie.
Yeah. The Scots.
You know,
They're stockier. They're not
they're
tall and
strong
slim.
and they're not tall. They're strong.
Right. They're stocky.
Extraordinarily so.
Right.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, for their environment, for the lifestyle. Now, Raven,
Exactly.
what were you saying at the same time?
I was just saying about the diet. Their diet is so vastly different from that of Europeans. So
Exactly.
And
they didn't eat beef. They ate lean meats like buffalo and deer, and they didn't have beer. And you think about all the European nations always had pubs. I mean, the center of all social life was the pub. And what do you do in a pub? You drink, and so alcohol always makes people gain weight and,
Well,
things.
it's grain based.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you got to remember in Europe, water in Europe is crap and has been for centuries. And they got into the alcohol because water wasn't safe to drink at all, and alcohol was, whether it was 100 proof or 20.
The more alcohol, the better. It killed the bugs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sad,
It killed the bud. It's the facts. Got to some of the parasites too.
Yeah, they didn't have water purification.
No.
Lots and lots of stories about that. Plagues and villages that don't know what's going
Oh yeah.
on. But yeah,
Is
I want everybody to talk and not yell over each other. So that it's just
Yeah.
it's the
No.
quantum show. This is not Maury
Yeah.
Povich.
Uh,
Not quantum Povich. Quantum show.
Didn't want to brawl, in other words.
Mm,
Well, damn, that puts my martial arts skills at the back
mm.
burner.
But yeah, all the First Nations are like, look, Google any classical pictures. Let me do that. Let me do that. Vintage classical pictures of um okay, images. Let me just get them up. Let's see. Now these are mostly, what do you call it? Portraits. And they're very decorative in their clothing, but you can tell. And I will let the picture speak for me. We've all seen pictures like these. We all have. Okay, here's this one here. Very slender build. Okay,
Mhm.
but still not short, fat. That kind of thing.
Nope.
Slender build, not super muscular, but there he is, right? And here's another one. Slender build, not super muscular. This is I I don't know what what nation this is. I'm just looking at pictures, y'all, right? And
Right.
you got now. I was talking about facial features, right? Not the guy on the right, but the guy on the left. The guy on the right, that is, I really don't understand.
He was a Indian chief. He lived quite an old age, and the outdoor living took his face.
Okay,
Okay,
well,
when
that's
you're
not
over
really
100, it does.
right. That's not really the point I'm trying to get at, but
I
there
know,
is.
but there his facial
Yeah, that's
features,
him. That's him, right?
and I'm
Um,
trying to remember which tribe he was from. He
well, let
had
me
an
find out.
Americanized name.
Let me. Oh, jeez, what is Hawaii?
Just trying to sell you rise.
And dresses apparently.
Oh, Sheen.
I can't see
Mm,
nothing.
it's got good
Okay, here we go.
taste.
Yeah, I guess Rise.
I know
She.
his first name was John or something of that nature.
Oh well, this is 32 remarkable pictures. Okay, let's do this. What kind of ads are we gonna have to deal with?
Sean,
Okay, go
come on,
away.
man.
Hold on, y'all. Oi, 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 oi.
Oh, wow.
Disagree. This is, you got to do all this stuff, right? Disagree. No. God, they want me to be there with them. No. Okay. Say, go away. Oh my gosh, what is all this? Team. Okay. Oh, Oglala, Lakota, 1899.
Okay,
Bone
that
Out.
would be Sue.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And I'm sorry about all the ads, y'all. There's nothing I can do about it. That's today's modern internet.
Is what it is.
Yeah, and here is an Apache, circa 1880. No name given, but that was,
man, his eyes are intense,
yeah,
Yeah.
really intense.
yeah. Huh. And then Two Little Braves, 1898. I don't see no little short, fat, run around kids. I see they're ready to learn. Klamath Chief.
Well,
Crater
well fed.
What?
I'd say they were well fed,
They were well fed, but not overly
and
so.
not fat. No.
Right. And this Oregon 1923. I don't think any names are being given. Again, not out of shape. Sioux Chiefs 1905, and there they are on their on horseback. Um, John
John
Chief
Smith.
John Smith, Chippewa. He
Yeah.
thought that he lived to 132 years old.
Yeah. He's just very, very wrinkled at that
Yeah,
point.
regardless of what he looked like now, 100, 100 and anything, he was doing something right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was staying fit, not overweight, not drinking a bunch of stuff. Young man, Sioux, 1891. Uh, okay, he's guarding horses, or a young man afraid of his horses. I highly doubt that. Okay, afraid of any
I
the
think
Native
more like
American
they were afraid somebody was going to take them.
more like that. Afraid for his horses, maybe. But here's another one, and this is Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, shaking hands with Native American man. It looks like he's on a stage, and the Native
Train.
American man.
Train.
What?
To train.
I don't think that's a train. I don't see anything behind him, but you see this background? It looks like he's on a stage, and these flags are being used as uh, bunting. I think you said the word.
Yeah, that would be the right word.
Okay, I don't think he's on a train. I wanted to say train at first, but
He was
yeah,
up awful high for a wagon, though.
Yeah.
not a wagon, not a stagecoach, a stage like a speech, not a stagecoach.
Oh,
stage.
that's possible.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's using a stage, like giving a speech or talking to the
Yeah.
addressing the people, not stagecoach. And here's another one. Philip returned from Scout, Lakota, California. Oh, don't know who the person is. Philip returned. I don't know what that means. I
The
guess
title
the
is named
guy-
Marilyn Manson
what?
without the makeup. Marilyn Manson. The singer, the
I know the
Oh.
words coming out your mouth. I'm trying to like.
without the makeup.
I'll take
Oh,
your
no.
word for it, right? I'll take your word for it. But also fit and look at that person's hand. Okay, now this person appears to be quite skinny. Look at the hand on that person. That is a big hand, big tough mean. Okay, that looks like a big like someone they could grip. And here is Crow Warrior, 1881. Okay, notice no beards. It is genetically not a trait with them. It is not a trait for them. No beards.
They don't have
They do
chest
not-
hair either.
Right. A lot of the body hair that we're accustomed to is not found on American Indians, Native Americans. Okay, and what does this one say?
Although there were some of them that did have it, they would use shells that were sharpened to scrape off body hair.
Do you know anything about their lineage?
Iroquois.
Iroquois? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what about the Iroquois lineage?
Those are New York, Upper Pennsylvania.
Okay, the Vikings would have had contact with them.
Vikings. I was just going to say, yeah.
I was going to say they may have had contact with them because their cultural status. Women ran the joint, okay, and yeah, in the Iroquois Nation, the women ran it. They
Yeah.
were one of the fiercest, most feared Indians that
Yeah, they were.
ever lived.
They did the scalping.
The Seven Nations.
Yeah,
that
you
were
know who
one.
taught them how to scalp?
No, who?
The French.
Really?
Yeah, I believe it's the French.
Okay, well,
during the
again,
French and
very
Indian
thick.
Wars. Okay.
And the Iroquois, I believe they may have mixed with. They called them. Well, I heard somewhere they were called the Dragon Men, the Vikings.
That would be the Vikings because of
That
their
would be the
ships.
Viking, yeah.
Yeah. I just got it. Yeah.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
Algonquin were
Sure.
in that same area and went down really into Tennessee and Kentucky.
Right.
And they, a different tribe, a different set of cultures. You know, we're almost talking about like the difference between Italy and say Germany. They were divided up much in that way.
The
Certain territories.
Yeah.
the picture
They
that
will.
you had up before this one, would you send that one to me?
This
That
one?
one. Yes.
Sure.
Striking, isn't he?
Yeah. It's
Let's see if it'll
beautiful.
let me save it. Yeah. Where are we? Can y'all see my list of files?
No,
No.
Okay, good. You don't need to see that. This is like,
I
what
get
are
a
you doing,
magnifying
Nate?
glass if I must.
Like, oh my God, what do you can see that. But the list of files is enormous. This is the list of files just for the show. The Sioux Indian. They're all very Arapaho, 1898. They're
Uh-huh.
all very fit. And these are all old pictures, right? Again, and some are Kiowa, 1898.
Kiowa.
Kiowa.
Yeah. I used to, I got a Girl Scout badge on the different types of Indians and that, and I haven't lost the information.
Cool.
Cool.
Good deal. Standing Native American 1910. You know, the lack of information in just the title is, I'd be upset too, you know?
They didn't
Yeah.
consider them all the way human. There used to be a bounty on
Yeah.
dead in Minnesota. There's an article that, I mean, it's just horrifying.
Mm-hmm. They did a
Crow
lot of
Indian.
bad things.
And so that's why they, you know,
Yeah.
The
Crow.
Comanche
They were-
were really frightening. And they would take slaves and people say, oh, they were very, very passive people. They were not. They were actively protecting their territories, gathering other territory, and now some of them were very much, I'll mind my business, you mind yours.
Mhm.
But if you start minding my business, I'll make it your business. You know?
But yeah, we were pretty much done with that stuff.
Yeah.
And Raven, I'm sending you that picture now
thank you.
in Facebook Messenger. I heard it.
I heard it too.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
There it is. Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, I wonder why also. Here's the thing. They weren't
Actually, they did. I saw her.
I didn't see any female pictures.
Yep. Her name is Pretty Nose. She was married to Geronimo, I think.
I did not see any of that. Maybe I should.
There's not many.
No,
Usually
there's
They
not a
were very
lot.
protective of their.
they have
of their
some
women.
like that are
Oh
like
wait a minute. Yeah, I did. I saw. Okay.
TPs or, you know, like in the scene, like if they're showing the camps or whatever, you'll see them occasionally.
Very,
A
very
lot
pretty
of they
women.
had to be convinced that they were not going to have their soul captured by having their photograph taken.
Yep.
And they didn't want to be photographed at first.
Well, they were afraid, and they were told to be afraid, so
Yeah.
must be so.
No.
I mean, I'm looking over some of these pictures again, and you know,
It was in that first batch where there was a lot of photographs.
I'm still not convinced.
And I
my
just
soul
happened to catch
captured
sight
now.
of her.
okay. What did you say, Tim?
I said I'm still not convinced my soul's not being captured now.
You know how to keep it.
Hey, if I gave you soul, what would you do with it?
I have no clue. I have no recipes, nothing. You know, I don't even have any spell work for your
Make a
soul.
good
You just keep it
spicy
where
gumbo.
it belongs.
Uh-oh.
I'm looking for pictures of Native American women, and they're out there. They're just,
Rare.
yeah.
Google pretty nose. She was a Sioux maiden.
Found her.
Okay.
I always thought she was striking. She always sort of captured my heart. If you know, just that kind person.
Yes. Okay. I have a picture to show. Well, if you noticed in the first batch, I didn't. This is her. This is that person.
I believe she's Sioux.
Yes. Well, let me see. I did this. Native pretty nose shower curtain. It's an item for sale. It's not. Sorry, that is an item for sale. Not her name was not pretty nose shower curtain.
Strike the one that has her in color there, because that is she is a magnificent person.
Got it.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. There. That is some sort of painting. Also something for sale out there. And okay, well, there we go. I forget why we were going over this.
We were talking about not seeing any Native American women.
Moon-eyed people. Right, before that, we're talking about moon-eyed people and why they would call them short fat. They might not have been fat. They may have been husky and built, but they might not have been,
might have actually been their clothes.
Right. It could have been armor. It could have been they're wearing furs, but they didn't do it like the natives did. They would wrap this and not appear so much or whatever. It was just, and they were, like you said, they ran them out or they chased them underground or something. There was a war. We're always fighting with them.
They're aliens.
Right. I don't think they're aliens. I think that time frame, 1,100 years ago, they could have been
Vikings.
Yeah.
Or they were just absorbed.
Yeah.
Right. That is much more.
A lot of DNA suggests that.
Right. There, the Iroquois that you were talking about has
Iroquois?
beards. Iroquois.
Yeah.
Some have beards, and they have that. Well, I'm looking at
they were very fierce and very if you weren't part of their thing,
you're dead.
They'd destroy you.
Mm-hmm. They're very aggressive.
The word is brutal.
There was an awful lot of slave taking among many of the tribes. I won't say all, but there was a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the same stuff that we did in Europe.
Yeah, yet we called them savages.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you mean the same stuff that people did in Europe and in ancient Rome and in ancient Greece and in ancient Egypt and
anywhere else you want to go.
And it wasn't
lions.
Yeah, let me say this for the group. Hold on. Let me say this for the group. Slavery was not racial. It was winners and losers of wars.
Yes.
Okay? The racial stuff didn't happen until many decades, many centuries after that. We don't even know who invented slavery. So let it be said. I said that.
Yeah. Well, look in the Bible.
I was going to say there's plenty of mention of it in the Bible.
Yeah, there's all kinds
I
of.
mean, the Hebrews for
It wasn't
escaping slavery.
right. It wasn't a racial thing, like
Mm-mm.
up until the 20th. Well, no, not the 20th century,
Well,
like the 19th century, because before then it was a property thing. It
Yeah.
became racial later, and well, anyway, whatever. We're getting away from that. It's not.
It's,
What month is it? March.
it's March, too early in the day for this shit.
Yeah, it's a what is it? Higher. What we got? St. Patrick's Day coming up soon, so uh, February was one thing. Now it's kilts and red hair, all month long.
Oh man,
And then there's
such a
some of
long
us who
month.
wear orange. You know.
Right, Tim? What? What say, Tim?
I said it's such a long month compared to February.
Yeah, I'm.
I don't know. February seemed like it went on forever to me.
yeah, and it's the shortest month of the year.
I know it was just cold, and I don't like to be cold, and there
It
we
was
have it.
strange too. A lot of crazy things going on.
Yeah, all the weather's nuts right now.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Scream is saying Hawaiian natives can be naturally pudgy. Okay, let's look at this for a minute. The environment supported that. They had
Right.
abundance. They really did. I mean, uh, boats means
Fruit.
fishing, means, and Hawaii is not a little place, right? It's a enormous set of. You look on a map, and it's deceiving how big that place is. Okay,
Your
yeah,
ships even fit in the ports.
it's it, it's enormous. The place is huge. They have volcanoes. Do you know how big a volcano is? Take a city. That's how big it is. Okay, here's something we can all relate to. How big is a volcano? Let's say start with the Great Pyramid of Giza. Twice the size. That's one volcano, twice the size. And that's the one that goes up. That's the big ones, right? No, actually that's the ones that are above ground where you have indications above ground. Not talking about a caldera. That's the entire region, not just a, a neighborhood sized block or a small city sized block like the Great Pyramid, but the state of frickin' where's it? Where's we have a caldera here in the United States, Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone
What
has it.
state is that in?
Mount St. Helens, I think, just blew
Yellowstone.
itself apart.
Yeah, Yellowstone. Where is it
Wyoming.
located? Wyoming. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's It's probably a quarter or half of Wyoming. That is the volcano. One volcano. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, uh,
it goes boom. We all go bye byes.
right. That would be an apocalypse. Yet another apocalypse.
It would be a taco lips sort of moment because I'd
Yeah.
be on the tacos so fast it wouldn't be funny.
And the cat dimension beckons you.
It's not exploding anytime soon. I mean,
No.
geology tells you that if an area is active, that the pressure is being let off of the pot rather than the pot getting ready to pop.
Right. There are other indicators saying the pop is coming. Right. When things let out, that's pressure being released. Right.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
But,
don't.
but Yellowstone, it's active, but it's not going to explode like tomorrow or anything. Is what I'm saying.
Right. I got you.
It's not going to happen in our lifetimes.
I'm
It's
very
not
It's
likely.
bleeding off right now. It's been
Yeah,
bleeding. Bleeds itself off regularly
yeah,
as long as we've been over here. I mean, the thing has been. It was discovered. Yeah.
yeah. That's the effect.
Some of the rest of it.
Right. The geyser, the vents, etc.
Part of
And
it, Vesuvius, when it's what buried Pompeii in Italy, and they really didn't have much forewarning of
I'm starting.
Vesuvius.
Yeah, I'm thinking they didn't know what to look for because it
That's
was
Right.
well, yeah, that's true too. Unless they had like a hot springs or a geyser, like we have that geyser that goes off in Yellowstone at regular
Mhm.
intervals, and they watch that and see, if it's got
Yes.
any anomalies or is, yeah.
yeah.
I know one of the
But
writers is, yeah, let's say this. One of the writers that experienced the the Vesuvius event years and years and years ago. Okay, he described that there had been earthquakes ahead of that and strange lightning and the rest of it. That there were signs of it, but they didn't understand what they were seeing.
mm, mm-hmm.
Right. And yeah,
They
they didn't know what any of that meant.
they thought it was the gods.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
And oh, speaking of volcanoes lately, all these volcanoes that have gone off and now that we have the internet to communicate with, right?
Right.
Have y'all seen all the UFOs around these things?
Yes,
I have
yes.
a theory and it is backed up by physics. I can't quote a source, but when you flood an area with any sort, do you need to get that, Raven?
What?
Is it an emergency?
No,
Okay.
it's not ringing.
Okay. Um, but when you flood an area or region with any sort of energy, the abundance of that energy is going to overrun any kind of cloak, phase shift, or anything like that. And you're going to
Oh,
see weird stuff. Like people were saying, oh, well, that's a drone flying around on an active, spewing volcano. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Just because it looks like a drone doesn't mean it's our Chinese DJI bullshit pop culture drones that you
Yeah.
get at Five Below. No, it's not going to be that,
I
right?
didn't realize it had such a long name.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. They are. They're okay. The tectonic we can measure what we can measure: the heat, the pressure, the temperature, or all, barometrics. We can measure all that, but there's stuff that is there that we're not measuring. Okay, the air quality, what makes all that up, and we still don't understand. I thought we were out of the age of studying rocks and dirt. Nope, we're still here. We
No.
haven't discovered it all because I thought since we discovered that the consciousness factor is there, we've left the age of rocks and dirt. No, we're just getting there because now
Well, it
we're
may
in.
be that we're not the only ones measuring rocks and dirt too.
That's what I was getting at. I was saying we haven't discovered all the properties of such rocks and dirt. I started
Yeah.
out saying resonance computing. That is some really advanced rocks and dirt, okay?
Sure.
Resonance computing. Really,
Right.
really advanced rocks and dirt. Not using electricity, using resonance. Not sound, not sound. EM resonance.
Like
And that's what
It's
that
vibration, right?
well,
sonar
resonance
type.
electromagnetic vibration.
Oh,
So
okay, sure.
Okay.
not exactly radio or Wi-Fi, but those rocks and dirt around those volcanoes are overwhelming Wi-Fi, radio, cell phone, satellite, all that stuff. What's going to become illuminated to those things that dwell? What's going to happen to those things that dwell in that frequency range? Right? They live there. We don't see them, but when something crosses that boundary, the enormous amount of energy crosses that boundary. Can someone shine a light on this? Like it's like throwing um like you have somebody in a cloaking device or something that can't be seen under normal lighting and you throw flour. It's like that, right?
Yeah.
It crosses boundaries. It decloaks them because they can't keep the flour off of them. Well, that kind of energy is crossing boundaries Not that the flower is like super powered or nothing, but it flows between it, goes through, coats it. Now you can see it, right? In there, the energy goes through multiple frequencies and it bounces off whatever's in that frequency that we normally can't see,
I get it.
like a radar, like a bag of flour, and then all of a sudden we can see it. And then
Hmm.
you get UFOs flying around, and then volcanoes and laser beams shooting out of or down in. We don't know volcanoes. We can't tell whether it's coming or going. Have
Yeah,
y'all seen that?
yeah. In
I
Mexico
have. I
City,
know what you're saying.
I'll
And that's
there's
it.
follow
lots
you.
of people that have
You're
released
seeing an
video.
explosion in space. You're seeing an explosion in space. You're attracted to the explosion in space, and you find it, and it's led back to the source, a volcano on Earth. I see it. I see it. I mean, it starts as a trail of particles to the alien civilization, and eventually they find a volcano.
Because it is right. Yeah.
It's
I'm
it,
wondering too if
Looking up.
they're not treating it like they treat the sun
no,
and
no, it's a
use
different trail
pulling,
of
pulling,
information.
yeah, but pulling some of that energy back in to use as well fuel and what have you.
Right.
Right. But this is not their the optimal circumstances for that, and they're supposed to stay in their own frequency, and we don't see them.
Right.
However, they're getting
What
some.
with big megawatt explosions of energy happening right around your engine room, it's nearly impossible to cloak, of course.
Right, there's gonna be some reflection there somehow, and our shit's picking it up. And people are saying, "Oh, it's the news drone." Show me a news drone that can survive 2,000 degrees.
Or any proximity thereof.
Right, show
these,
me a news drone. Let
these
me just
How
volcano.
many pictures have you seen of what's going on inside the cauldron? None, I bet.
none, none. The closest we got is that Star Trek movie where Spock goes down, and that's fake.
Right. And he don't come back up either.
Let me show what I'm talking about, right? And okay, here's a good one. Mexico Daily News.
Mhm.
Let me get it here. Now, this looks like we don't know whether this is coming or going. Boom, right? We don't know whether this is coming or going because this is a static picture. I don't have. Let me just bring up. This is the search
I
that I did.
don't know. If I had to guess about that one, I'd say coming down.
I
They
would
go
say
in.
that too.
If you
I
go
would say
to
that.
eastcity.com, the East City Ranch in Washington, they Mount Adams. They've got a great view of Mount Adams, and they watch these UFOs go in and out of that. It's an old volcano. They call it a mountain all the time, and they've got video footage, lots of it.
Right there, and it's well, the energy is still there. It's just not. You don't see it. The bigger the boom, the more the energy, the more the sightings, and the less the sightings are not going away. They're just not as frequent. But like you're looking at what I'm looking at here, right? Omega, Omega Optimus UFOs, right? This is from Flickr. That is an actively exploding something volcano, and there's a UFO. I don't know if y'all could see it or not.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
This is what happens when okay, there,
yeah.
there's one, and you
Yeah.
saw so many pictures that I had been able to pull up on just a simple Google search. Right, this is not unique.
I think what they're passing that off as is just debris.
Right, but
But it's too
no,
structured to be debris.
right, debris. We know what debris looks like. We can hold on. Let me. I'm trying to save this. Is it gonna let me? Yeah. Who knew that on the Thankfulness show we're gonna be talking about volcanoes? Love it. It's all about them aliens, y'all.
Well, they affect the weather in space, so of course, it's going to attract UFOs.
Yeah.
Scream Engine saying maybe they detect gold gas, and I'm agreeing. Gold gas, gasoline, energy, energon, whatever you call it. They're tracking something that is energy related.
Yes. And
This.
there's so much. Oh, go ahead, Raven.
Go ahead.
But there's so much energy that any cloak or shield or hiding ability is going to be overrun by that stuff. Like you can hide underwater with no lights, but get sonar involved, all of a sudden you're available. You can be perceived, right?
Yeah.
And right. Oh, Scream is saying volcanoes are not hell and aliens are not demons. We checked. Okay, this is, you know what, guys?
No
Let's
joke.
leave it at that, right?
Right.
Still not demons.
Still not demons.
Still not demons. And y'all, we're at 2 hours, keeping structure. Thanks
All
for
right.
joining me, Tim, Raven, Lynn, on the
Always a
Quantum
pleasure.
panel discussion.
Thank you all.
Went to several places. We talked about Native Americans. We talked about Moon Knight people. Aliens, of course. Where's Monty? Where's Monty? Monty. We need Monty to scream aliens again. Aliens. But
Well, somebody
shout out.
needs to scream it anyway. Do you
There we
see
go.
Monty in here?
I think Monty went to bed.
Monty may have gone to bed. He has some health issues, I think.
Yeah.
Up there it is. We aliened ourselves.
He was here for the first hour, though.
Yeah.
He was. And I've talked to him. And he talked to me last week, I believe. 2 weeks ago. There it is. But Aussie is flashing that red light this time. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum.
And if you like little stray kitties, you're quantum too.
Okay.
You knew that, right?
Agents, aliens, and AI, like and subscribe. You're definitely quantum, though I know you won't. But you're here. Everybody, thanks for being here. Oh, something beeped. My printer turned off. Thanks for being here, everybody. This has been the Quantum Panel discussion. Hope y'all enjoyed your night. I did. I had a good time. I hope y'all had a good time. See my emotional breakdown in the first hour. It wasn't an emotional breakdown. I'm being
facetious.
That like feces. And all right. That's what I would always say to somebody when they say that.
That's a good one.
Oh dear.
Right. Thanks everybody. We're out. Keeping it quantum, pushing those buttons.
Thanks, chat. Thanks, monitors.
Thanks everybody.
Good night, Samo. Good night, Scream.
The show.
Night.
Good night, Renee. Good night, Rachel.
Thank you all for the coffee.
Night, John boy. We have a John. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Okay. I'm glad everybody had a good time. I'm going to get out of here pushing buttons. And it's coffee time too. Pushing buttons. Pushing buttons. I don't have an outro video in.